Hello, everyone. This is Cold Breaks. I'm your host, Mark Morgan, and this is the second episode of Splash and Go. Um, so be sure to stick around to the end to see the photo of the day. And it's the 4th of July, so I hope that you're enjoying this great holiday with family and friends. But if you're actually watching this, I won't take too much of your time. And if you're watching outside the US, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I started working at Motorsports of Lexington in the fall of 2007, sweeping the floors and answering the phone and running errands, which actually kind of worked out pretty well because I got to kind of know our customer base and how to navigate the town and work with the parts vendors that we got parts from. And let's see, on top of all that, I also would be given tasks of like taking old parts cars apart or working on an old project that my boss had that wasn't necessarily like a huge priority to get done that day or that week. And my boss Kurt would give me a couple of pointers and just work on these two parts, don't really kind of get into anything else, and he'd show me where the tools were and walk away, and it was up to me to figure it out, figure out which tools I needed. It took forever sometimes to figure that out, where to find them, which ones to use. And it was also up to me to ask somebody if I didn't know how to do it, or even communicate that I had broken something. And that's really how we built trust in each other. Kurt was finishing up a project on a early 70s 911. It was a RS tribute, and had the ducktail. It was white, and it had red lettering and red wheels and black interior, carbureted, a racing exhaust, and that was probably one of my favorite cars that I've worked on. He had bought it. It was a long story, but he bought it from California on eBay, and it ended up being a bucket when it showed up, and he was able to, I don't know how it all worked out, but he eventually sold it to somebody, and he was finishing the project up for that client. So he also had an early BMW E21, which is the 3 Series chassis before the E30. It was a 323, and they didn't sell very many of those in the US. I don't think. I don't know. But actually replaced the head gasket on it. And that was, it took me a long time. And I got it done. Felt good to get that under my belt. I don't know how hard it is to get a job at a place at a shop that does things like that. I think you'd have to be in a place like a big city or Southern California or something. But even to get your foot in the door at a place like that is kind of hard to even be allowed to work on the cars in the first place, even if you're starting out. So I felt like I really won the lottery as far as that goes. For a first full-time mechanic's job, I don't know of any other place that I could have worked that could have been more fun or rewarding. So back in the Porsche subject, I at the end of every day, it's necessary to pull all the cars in the parking lot around in the shop and behind the gate so you can lock it all up. So there's always a smorgasbord of cars to pull in, and this was my first day, and mechanics thought it would be a good idea to hand me the keys to a 81 911 SC. And first of all, the keys, the ignition is on the left side of the steering wheel, so I had to figure that out. And then the gear shift knob was not marked. I'd never driven one before, so I didn't know where reverse was. And the other part was the clutch is mechanical. It's not hydraulic, so it's not as forgiving, and it's also a floor hinge. And the clutch pedals I was used to at this point were hinged up under the dash, so it was easier to kind of get a gradual engagement. And with it, when it's a mechanical and it's floor mount, it's basically on off. So I think I killed it 2 or 3 times in the process of pulling it around the parking lot, but it was definitely a full immersion experience. Alright, it is now time for photo of the day. This was taken at the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona in January of 2022 during sunset, and I was learning how to work with the light and getting the right perspective and taking full advantage of the surroundings, and which worked out pretty well because I was just far enough above the fence at the bottom of the photo. Most of the fans who take photos are right up next to the fence, and sometimes it's not exactly where you need to be. Another fact about this photo is the green LED lights on the roof of the car. Those are used to identify the cars by the teams after the sun goes down. And I think that's it for today. And please hit like and subscribe and share this with your friends. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.